All right, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Snow. Yes, I got it.
Jason.
Jason Snow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wonderful poetry of Jason Snow. Come on, clap it up, people. Yeah, let's show some love.
It's not quite that wonderful. This first one is a poem about a psychopath. So yeah, it's a little bit screwy. So it's all in the wrists, Peter told me knowingly as he inspected the dirt beneath his jagged nails. Strangulation, it's a beautiful sport, he said. My bone-white skin shuddered, the sagging pale fabric of my form growing ever more translucent, as if it were attempting to escape the diabolical thoughts that bubbled beneath the surface, thoughts that grew ever more volatile as Peter continued to speak. Show me, I replied. The shoelace lay upon the table. The spot in which I had placed it seemed to glow. It was as though the spot had some significance of which I was as of yet unawares of. So, Peter picked up my gift. He stretched it. He tested its strength, measuring it precisely. Observe. And I did. I observed, and with a lucidity and purpose that enticed me, he showed me how to kill a man. I returned home with the same sense of purpose. I hurt my wrists as I twisted the gnarled doorknob. Another setback. It's all in the wrist, I recalled. Kate sat on the couch. Dumbass, she scoffed as I explained the nature of my injury. Eventually I have to be rid of her, I think. That's when things get interesting. What is this? A note, dear sir, the ink is red and I like it, though the message less so. Dear sir, I was hoping. Hoping for what? A quieter neighbor? The sheer insolence of this man who anonymously interferes with me, the so-called Mr. Smith, a simple pseudonym that infuriates me. A noise complaint at this hour? How am I to concentrate on my poetry when below me in his dingy dungeon this grumpy old hermit curmudgeon looms over me? I know what I shall do. I shall kill Mr. Smith. The next day it's work as usual, but today a different agenda begins. Instead of the mental defense that I built to protect myself from Peter's kind, I will instead pretend to be friends. The stench of the prison cell that he hails from clouds the entire room. I can smell sweat and dead air. Peter sits before me for his therapy. Face red, wet, bare chest hairs escape his shirt. Meds stare me back in the face, burying Peter alive. I smile. There's a man who's been a thorn in your side, I begin to explain, whose insolent ways give you an ache. His ginger toupee is the final offense of this dimwit you hate, who lives in the space below your apartment A2028. Peter stares at me blankly. And what has he to do with me, Shrink? A head scratcher indeed. He complains about you being too noisy in the night. He's a bastard, a weed, a snake in the grass, a dead branch in the tree. His name is Mr. Smith. How do you kill him? And Peter told me a story, most gloriously, before he had to be excused and escorted to the porcelain seat. He returned soon, and fortunately there was more to the seed than a thought. He brought forth a formula. Of course I'm intrigued. And the snowball just increased as he swore his technique was unmatched in the field. He talked with such ease I prescribed more medicine. Then he just laughed till the end of the day. At the end of the day I went to the place he described, the perfect place to dispose of a corpse. And when I got home, such fun did I have. I went downstairs and... Knock, knock, Mr. Smith, are you in? I brought gin, I brought vodka and Pimm's, cough drops for your phlegm. I brought all this for you. It's awful we never got off on the right foot. The man looked, saw no drink, so I knocked once again. Let me in, let's be friends, let's begin. Mr. Smith, it's you I came to collect you from the hospital freeze. You're very sick, Mr. Smith, let me in. And I knock till I bleed, but unlock the door he does not, so I scream. I kick down the door and throttle him. Before the cops know what to believe. It's all in the wrists. Mission accomplished, I killed off Mr. Smith. But alas, it was not a victory to last, for accursed was I. The perfect little spot Peter had informed me of wouldn't be right. Besides, this man is too heavy, and I cannot carry him any further. Upon the surface of the table, I noticed a note. It couldn't be. Mike Turner, addressed to A2028. Dear sir, I was hoping to hopefully say you have precociously embraced the talent for playing the guitar, but won't you give it a break for just a little while? I hope you don't mind. Signed, Mr. Smith. Oh my. I may have embarked upon an entirely different adventure. Oh, when will it end? This next poem is I'm big into spirituality and that kind of stuff, and demonology is a precise science. It's a very precise science. It's all about whispers and trickles up the spine, and poetry is about words and whispers and little trickles here and there. And there's one group that has always fascinated me since I first started performing poetry, since I first started writing, the demon poets of a Potitan way. They had this fascinating idea that you could combine aspects of demonology, a spiritual possession, as it were, in which a medium takes upon all the spirits within the room, as if it were, and channels them in poetry. That's a fascinating idea, I know, but stick with me. It's fascinating. I want to be the first person in the United States to have successfully channeled demons, as they were, whilst simultaneously using words to convey what they have to say. So let's see where this goes. I'm a tarot card. I'm the stuff of your night terrors. I might tear up a tarot card. I have no idea what I'm saying or how I'm saying it. Satanists came to my house and made me pray a bit. David Blaine must have made a mark on Brian that white magic is real, but Aaron Paul won't play a part. He's appalled. Movie magic, I'd rather see Godzilla in a trailer park on speed. Stormy, see how that goes when I crack open the fat jokes like a large lady caught in a bathroom stall. I'm breaking out the bad jokes. That's too far, you little rascal. My wife's weight is between her and God. Either masculine or plural, not feminine, though. Where's the evidence that God's not a drag queen and heaven isn't a gay bar filled with Hell's Angels and being straight isn't a sin that'll send you straight to hell in a rail car from San Francisco's gay district engulfed in flames? Say what? You got something to say? My sentiments exact up to 70% of the sentences that I tentatively extract from my innermost animus and inject as I'm in a bind. I'm so tongue-tied I'm about to rewind. Assuming a say, and I'm assuming the shape of a room, a place I want to choose to renovate. I'm just moving them into a state. Ai, tässä saavat räjähtää ja mä pähkinät eivät säilynyt. Nyt mä häivyn täältä. Olin aika ankara enkä teidän miksi. Nyt meillä on ongelmaa. Hankalaa, onko olo altavaa? Hold the thought, I'm feeling wunderbar. Summona say summona. I make pacts with devils. Sumina su, so when I do go to hell, I'll have something to do down there. Sumina say, yes. Animus, summon the devils now before my flesh jars. Demons come. This is the best part. Sumina say, there's room in the brain for two other names. You will embrace if you will arrange a new will of pain for those I do not engage with. You know the bait and who will be taken ashores. We'll do it, taking into consideration the matter of payment of soul. Humans are strange. Sumina say. Humiliation, people's delays, I'm a couple of facial movements are made that you give away. You'll do what I say, you'll do some faith, you do some situations, don't you do what I say? Yes. Thank you.